The man had just moved into his new house when he noticed something unusual. Hidden behind the wallpaper was a steel door. Curious, he tore the wallpaper off and tried peeking through the keyhole. He then remembered 2 pieces of scrap metal he had seen in the trash. Put together, they looked like a key. George carefully slid the makeshift key into the lock and turned it left. To his shock, the door actually opened. The moment his wife stepped inside the room, the lights outside began flickering nonstop. Worried something might be wrong, George called the power company to send someone over. The inspector discovered that the wiring in the house was more than 100 years old, extremely heavy-duty, and far more complicated than anything he had ever seen. He admitted there was no way to repair it. Puzzled, the inspector asked George why he would buy this place at all, since the last owners, a married couple, had been murdered right here in the house. That was when George realized the awful truth. What he thought was a bargain had actually been a haunted property. George quickly went online to research and found reports confirming the couple's brutal deaths, but the killer's identity remained unknown. The more he thought about it, the more frustrated he became. He had worked so hard to buy a house, only to end up with a crime scene. That night, after his wife went to bed, George carried a lamp into the mysterious room. There, he finished off a bottle of vodka. Feeling low, he muttered to himself about wanting another. Suddenly, the light began to flicker and then dim. When the light came back on, a brand new bottle of vodka had appeared out of nowhere. Terrified, George jumped to his feet. In disbelief, he stepped closer and picked up the bottle. The next morning, Kate woke up to the constant flickering of lights. When she went into the room, she found it filled with luxury items. George excitedly showed her what he claimed was a Van Gogh painting, but his strange behavior frightened her. She thought he must have been high on drugs. George ignored her concerns and urged her to make a wish. Offhandedly, she did, and the lights immediately began to flicker. George then discovered a stack of cash totaling $1,000 in the corner, but Kate suspected it was counterfeit since they had been completely broke. Seeing that she still didn't believe him, George insisted she try again. This time, after the lights flickered, a pile of cash, $1 million, appeared on the floor. Instead of celebrating, Kate froze. She wasn't happy at all, just consumed by a growing sense of dread. She confessed she had a terrible feeling about all of this.